Do you know who some people call the best quarterback of all time, or of this time is? Some people say it's Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has had a most normal life like most athletes. His childhood, college, and professional career are just like any great quarterback. But in Aaron's childhood, you could definitely tell that he was going to be a great athlete. He was born in Chinco, California. After he was born, he moved to Ukiah, California, where he grew up, and went to Oak Manor Elementary School. Aaron's father, Edward, was a good role model for him. He told him never to drink or party in school or in high school. That could affect his sports career. Aaron's father was also a chiropractor that played 2 years of football at the Cal University, where Aaron would later go to college. After his elementary days, he moved to Beaverton, Oregon, where he attended Bose Elementary School and Whiteford Middle School. He played Little League Baseball in that time period. He played shortstop, center field, and even sometimes pitcher. Not only was baseball one of his sports, but he also played basketball and football, along with his friends and brothers. After middle school and elementary school, he returned back to Chinco, California, where he attended Pleasant Valley High School. He started 2 years for his high school team for football. He got to play in his fifth game at his high school. He set many records, and also had a good career at his high school by making the state tournament. After his 2 years in Pleasant Valley, he graduated in 2002. After a successful high school career, he went on to play college football. Rodgers didn't have much interest from Division I schools, but Illinois wanted him to come on to their school and walk on at Illinois University. He wanted to attend Florida State, but Florida State rejected him. So he finally was recruited by Brute Community College. He wasn't able to go to a Division I school, but he went to a community college. They were 10-1 with their overall record while he played there at Brute in Oroville, California. They were conference champions in that year and also had a number 2 national ranking in community college for college football. After his 2 years at Brute, the University of California came to him and asked him to transfer to the University of California to play football for him. He didn't start right off the bat. He got his start after his 5th game for the Cal Bears. He set many school records and had a very successful college career at Cal. He had the record for the most consecutive completed passes in a single game. He had the best completed passes percentage in a single game and the lowest percent of intercepted passes. After only 1 year at Cal, with only 2 years of eligibility he started with, he decided to enter the 2005 NFL Draft. He was drafted by the Green Bay Packers in the 2000 NFL Draft. He was the backup for the first 4 years to the great Green Bay quarterback, Brett Favre. From 2005 to 2007, he didn't see much time on the field. He played a little bit in preseason games or when Favre would get injured, but he never really had a chance to start in a real NFL game until about 2008. Brett was injured and he played against the Minnesota Vikings, which is a rival to the Green Bay Packers. He ended up getting a win over the Minnesota Vikings, and the reason he started after that season because Brett Favre retired. In 2010, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers went to Super Bowl 45 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They were a wild card seeded before the season. He ended up taking his Packers and his team to the Super Bowl to face the Steelers. Now, in that Super Bowl, they ended up winning the game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Aaron Rodgers was voted the Super Bowl MVP, and he was also voted that year the NFL League MVP. Now, Aaron Rodgers has set many records and has had an amazing NFL career. This past year, he was able to make it to a wild card game against the Minnesota Vikings, where they were victorious. Then they went on to play the San Francisco 49ers in the divisional playoff game. They unfortunately lost that game, but it shows you how good Aaron Rodgers has been. The Season before this, him and his Packers went almost undefeated. They only lost one game, and that came within the week of Week 13. So, with all the playoff berths that Aaron Rodgers has led his Green Bay Packers to, it's easy to say that he is a great player. Now, he set many NFL records. He set the single-season passer rating. He's the only quarterback in Super Bowl history, or in Super Bowl, to throw over 400 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 rushing touchdowns in a single game. He's the only player in NFL history to throw over 4,000 yards in the first 2 seasons as a starting quarterback. He's the only player in NFL history to throw over 45 touchdowns in a single season with 6 or fewer interceptions. And he has the best touchdown in NFL history, again, with the touchdown to interception ratio. Now, you can easily say that Aaron Rodgers is one of the best quarterbacks of this time. He's had a normal life like any great quarterback, like Dan Marino, Joe Montana, or any other great quarterback that has lived. So it's easy to say he's one of the great of this time. Thank you.